My name's Slacks. Could someone kill me? Thank you. Anyway,
How could I ever top that? There's just no way. That's just, you know, I think you guys would look great on an album together.
Especially with this wig.
oh yeah.
Wait, I thought it was real hair. What?
I have less hair than him.
No.
I do want to point out that when you're on the draft panel, when you're shown in the camera above in the Pantheon, that looks like your hair.
Dang.
Absolute.
Oh, it looks natural?
Yes.
I actually, I think I look better without hair than with hair in all actuality. I don't think I'm meant to have this much hair.
I've been on
Nobody's meant
panels
to have-
before, and I got messages
10
from people that
seconds
work in
remaining.
like men's hair thing, and they're like, "Hey, I heard you're in Birmingham. I have a clinic. Do you want me to
5
help you?" And I'm like,
seconds
"No,
remaining.
I don't need help. I like it.
Aging is beautiful.
It's just a part. Just let
part of
it
the
go.
journey.
You
Part of
know.
the journey.
Who
You know what
gives a
also is
shit?
part of the journey?
No, don't bring us to the panel, please.
Okay, you want to throw it to the panel?
No, go ahead.
All right, well, let's head into the game 2 of Liquid versus NiP and see if Liquid can change the tides, because so far they are not doing too hot today.
Don't leave. No.
Leave. Go.
No.
Team
Go. The
Liquid's
heck.
turn
The
to
top
IP.
panel.
10 seconds remaining.
That's right, come
Liquid's
to me.
turn to battle.
Even though those three look like they were gonna drop the hottest
NiP's
mixtape of
turn
all
to
time, we're about to drop the hottest analysis of all time. We jump
Liquid's
here
turn
into
to
game
battle.
2, NiP versus Liquid. It may actually not be a great
NiP's
mixtape because we did not
turn
think
to battle.
NiP was gonna take that game. No,
not so hot.
We were
from
pretty
us.
cold on that Luna TBH, and it won. Jenkins, no Aghanim's build. Somehow the Luna looked not only viable but pretty damn good.
I think you know, shout outs to
10
NiP. I think
seconds
they played really well.
NiP's
They
turn to
stacked a lot with the Venge. That is one thing that I wasn't thinking about in the draft, is just the fact that, you know, you have this Luna Venge combo. You can, obviously you have the aura combination between the two heroes, and then you also have the stacking. And so they found the space to do it all game. I think numerous times the camera was on
10
like 2
seconds
triple or
remaining.
quad stacks that were being farmed by Luna, and Charlie was just huge. They win one fight,
5
they take the
seconds
entire
remaining.
base off of one fight, because that's a 3 ranged core lineup with Venge.
I thought the game was kind of over, you know. Slark's taking over everything. He's
Yeah.
building a lot of stacks, has Wisp, getting that Scotty. I was wrong. Like, sometimes it's all it takes, like one bad fight. We've seen that yesterday in one of those games where there was an anti-mage. You lose a fight, you lose a game. That's all it takes.
Yeah, these mid-natures.
Team Liquid's turn to pick. Drow Ranger. Ten seconds remaining.
And great on Nature's
5
Prophet, but
seconds
it looks
remaining.
really good. Like, Supreme was all across the map, killing people with that Nature's, taking every single tower, putting so much pressure and making space for Charlie. It was really nice.
And they're gonna go with the Venge once again, and the Drow combination. Also, there's a Clockwork. I love Clockwork as a response to these two heroes. Just put them inside the cogs, they have no escape mechanism. I would say the Dark Willow is okay, has a Shadow Realm and Bedlam, so that's a lot of damage on Clockwork. Also, Clockwork is great against the Stampede from a Centaur. Just
10
keep them in
seconds
place,
remaining.
and they have like Venge Drow. I think we've seen this combo way too many times.
5
You know, just
seconds
giving her
remaining.
extra attack range, saving ability, and with the Centaur they have something to close the gap. You know, just get on top of the Drow Ranger.
Yeah, definitely. I think if Clock does pop off in this game, these heroes are great for him. Like, Centaur, not a good hero against magic damage unless he goes for the pipe. A lot of people are rushing the blink. Even then, Clock does enough damage. Crystal Maiden, she's food. Willow is even food for a Clockwork. It's very, very, very annoying for her. As long as you don't die to the Bedlam, you can
Yeah.
kill her.
Yes, Mars ban seems very specifically targeted because Liquid is kind of doing their own thing right now. As NiP showed off that they're capable of doing a Luna, Liquid showing off a Willow and Maiden in the first phase. These are not first phase picks, but for a Liquid strategy, sometimes it works. NiP see that they may go for the Arena into Terrorize combination, so they shut that one down. Liquid instead go for the Centaur. What exactly makes Willow good or bad in games these days right now, Lacoste?
I mean, if you open up with the Dark Willow, you don't know what you're playing against, so I don't think you can say it's a good pick here. I think it's just, you know, Taiga's comfort pick. They get the Broodmother. I mean, they have hero already who can be matched up against the Broodmother with the Underlord, and he's gonna be the one building the auras for the team. There's pretty much all magical damage on side of Team Liquid, and I'm not liking the Crystal Maiden. I mean, I love Crystal Maiden as a hero. I think she should be played more, but in this kind of a game where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 abilities, 5, you name it, that can just stop her ulti, I don't think she's gonna be getting any freezing fields off.
She feeds all of these heroes.
Yeah.
Too. Like, the funny thing is, Underlord is probably the hero in this draft that punishes her the least. And still, you don't look at CM versus Underlord and be like, ah, CM's great in this matchup. You know, it's just okay. But like, Drow will shred her, Venge will shred her, so will Clockwork. But that's the thing, is like, you're second picking a CM. This is what you expect. You can't pick this hero without getting somewhat punished.
And then you're fourth picking a Broodmother. This usually seems like a final pick kind of hero to make sure that the enemy doesn't have any solutions for what is still overall considered to be kind of a cheesy pick. NiP have an Underlord, which already seems semi-capable of dealing with the Broodmother. Do you need another hero to be anti-Brood duty?
Turn to pick.
I would say so.
I agree.
They banned out Kunkka and Mag. Not many heroes are left in the pool. You can go something different, something more untraditional, I would say. That's not a mid hero, but you can also put Tiny. Tiny's still. Oh, Tiny's banned out. Never mind. Sorry, NiP banned it out in the first phase. So what is there? Like, you can get Tide as a mid laner, but then you have Tide Underlord, which are not two really mobile heroes, but still your team fight is just much better than what Liquid has.
I think Ember does generally pretty well. I mean, I'm actually shocked that it's not banned, but I would much rather play against an Ember than a Kunkka. And the thing with the Underlord mid versus the Brood is that Underlord will never stop a Brood from farming, because she can't do anything to the Underlord in terms of putting the spiders on him. He just presses Firestorm, but Brood just runs away from it and farms. Like, she's too quick. The spiders are too quick. So I think you need something that can actually threaten the spiders while Brood is farming and stop her from farming. But it is always nice. Like, you'd rather have an Underlord than nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you have to put the Underlord mid, you will. And we'll see if there is a pick that needs to be in response to this last Liquid pick. But little things you can pick that require more of a response.
Oh, they're going with bugs, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Just get Raid as the last pick. Spray on those bugs.
It works really well, actually. Have you used Raid?
Yeah, I don't know what's inside of that product. It can kill a cockroach, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's some strong stuff.
Templar Assassin selected for NiP. So what's the mid lane matchup here? Is it Brood versus TA?
I think so.
Okay, and then I'm assuming that Liquid are going to make this a one-position Weaver, laning up against an Underlord from the offlane of NiP, I'm guessing?
Yep, definitely favors the Weaver, especially with the CM helping out, the extra nukes and the mana regen. TA is one of those heroes against the Brood where it's kind of an interesting matchup because they both farm. You can't really pressure a TA alone. With the rotation, you can. You can actually kill the TA with the spiders to peel off the refraction. You can't pressure the Brood as a TA, but the question is, do you really want to let a TA free farm? And like, Brood will let a TA free farm. So I guess that's the response they're going with, because I think the TA is also good with the Drow, of course, with the Venge. So it's more like, we're going to play to our own style. We're going to play to our own draft. We don't want to pick some cheesy mid-hero to deal with the Brood. We'll just play TA.
Odds kind of equalizing after that game one, but I've still got some questions about this Liquid draft. So a Weaver position 1. What exactly is the goal of a one-position Weaver in this game, Lacoste?
I believe they just wanted to have another hero that can close the gap, get on top of Drow Rangers. So now they have a Centaur, they have a Broodmother, and the Weaver. And it's, Weaver can build into multiple items. Also, they wanted to have a hero that benefits from Crystal Maiden aura, which Weaver kind of lacks. Like, she's very mana-dependent hero using those Shikuchis early on. I would still favor NiP's lineup in this one. Drow Ranger, TA, Venge, Where are you going? We're not done yet.
I wanted to look at this this Dark Willow. I need to tell Rich about this. This is groundbreaking, man. I'm glad he's in the fluff panel right now. I don't think he could handle this level of immersion. Woo. Is the hero any good though? That's what I want to know, because it's a first phase pick. Liquid obviously value it quite a bit. Doesn't seem like there's any teamfight contributions that they may have been able to have, but it might be able to discourage whatever, I don't know, whatever might stop this Broodmother. But we will find out as we transition into Game 2 of Liquid versus NiP.
Fog, you said you couldn't see a better hero than Templar Assassin. You said it's good in lane, but sucks overall in game. And we're going to go straight to the action, apparently. We have a heavy 4 versus 5 clash that looks like Liquid is actually winning. Managed to get the first blood and might be able to get a second blood as well. Saberlight is going to have a whole lot of heroes on him. And if he runs into the brambles, that'll probably be it. Double kill for Insania. Now Charlie's been clipped. Oh, both from Boxy? What?
Charlie, will he
Charlie?
Oh,
He's gonna live thanks to the fairy fire, and as a result, Era will also live for now.
Shakuchi.
He's on the hunt. Era, is he gonna try and TP out? Does Insania have anything? Okay, Insania takes the third kill. Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, now you got boots on Crystal Maiden, right?
I guess so.
Such a good level 1 fight, like, besides Brood, right? Looking at the 4 heroes of Liquid, Willow, CM, these nukes are amazing. Boxy gets some godly stuns, too.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Battery Assault against multiple heroes.
Yeah.
Underlord leveled his aura.
Yeah.
It's just not good. Plus, they're going to get the bounty runes, apparently, on the other side of the map, so...
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we bring, like a bunch of mangoes and clarities and some boots for CM, and now CM has a much funner time versus Clockwork because you can actually get away from him a little bit there. But yeah, the TA versus the Brood. I think we've seen this matchup a lot of times. TA destroys Brood in the first few levels. You just can't do anything. But inevitably, Brood does just end up leaving the lane and doing the Brood things. You just hit some jungle creeps, and he's actually getting a couple denies. That's surprising. Don't see that too often.
Both of them focusing on the denies here. The Underlord is going to be soloing top lane for now, an early stomp into Brambles.
We'll see those side blades continue to be very annoying for Koifa, though.
Yeah. Oh, the Bane right now. He needs some regen, and he needs it stat.
And for said reasons, this is why we understand the matchup being Templar Assassin favored. Koifa. Scurry back a little bit. But yeah, look, Boots Windlace. Look at Insania zooming. It's 345 movement speed even with them.
Think how much gold you're going to save if you get an early Tranquil Boots and don't have to worry about regen anymore. Taiga's going to suicide to the tower because he killed Saberlight. So he's not giving up any experience. Might as well go back and reset.
They're so early on their level 2s now too, right? CMR is now provided for the team, so they can make super aggressive moves top. And I like that they play aggressive. I think this is one of the key things about Willow, that people are afraid to just use your skill shots, right? Just just rambles, just try to make those aggressive moves. They will be able to get those kills. Now Arabot, they make the rotation. Taiga comes down again to set up for a kill.
No Shadow Realm, level 2 Cursed Crown.
Yeah.
So he's really just wants to be running around setting up kills.
Yeah, big fan of that build. I actually like. I think that's, for the most part, I think you should do that build on the 4 position, because just like Shadow Realm is just, unless it's a lane where you just can't actually pressure and you're just doing these just harassment wars, sure, you can go for Shadow Realm, but this actually always will give you better kills. And they can definitely set up kills bottom here. This tri-lane, it's strong. Triple ranged. They can all benefit really heavily off of those bugs that are going to come out.
5-1. The one bad lane right now is that mid lane matchup where we're 13-3 for the Templar Assassin. You said it's a winning matchup, but I would also say Supreme has really been the bright, shining part of Ninjas in Pajamas. He, I think, has individually performed very well for the team, even through their losses.
Yeah, I've actually been very impressed with him. I'm glad they've been straying away from like the Invoker and stuff, because like he was really struggling on those heroes. When it's one of his comfort picks, but that hero just is, he's still just really hard to make work, even if he's good now. Era. Just be pretty careful. Taiga, I mean, they're already level 3. Era's only level 1 in this tri lane. Yeah.
Radiant Broodmother is probably better, right? Because you have close access to 2 different camps, right?
Yeah, I guess they're just a little bit closer there.
Yeah.
I'm not this big brute expert kind of person. Oh, the level of hit might actually get him. Oh, that was close.
And Boxy just getting really aggressive, and he doesn't have any regen anywhere close. The Courier's just now flying out. Then again, Saberlight's also quite low, and just one combo with level 2 double edge could definitely kill Saberlight, and that's why they're going to rotate over. Charlie, I thought that was a support that was showing up. Boxy still tries to go for the stomp and see if he can kill Saberlight here. The Firestorm and the Pit. That sure the kill onto Boxy. Looks like they're done with the Drow Ranger playing in that aggro Trine lane now.
I think they just know that that lane was decimated from the start. That triple lane is not going to work when the CM gets given level 2. Same thing with the Weaver right off the bat. They have boots and so much to play around. They have to switch the lanes. Saberlight will suffer now, though, so it's like...
Level 2 Nova. It's this early is a rough one.
Yeah. Weaver full free farm drought, 4 last hits. So now they're gonna follow her, I feel. Like the Willow is probably gonna go play top just to pressure, and it's scary. Boxy does not have boots, though. He did go for that ring of health because he was in the 1v1, so Drow's distance should be decent to at least get some last hits, but yeah, he's really struggling. Koik forgets himself an Arcane Rune. Very nice pickup there for the harassment. Oh, Supreme, be careful.
And this is where we start getting so many spiders that Koifa is no longer helpless.
Yeah.
Whether it's quickly farming through jungle areas, but also has so many instances of attack that he could surprise the Templar Assassin and actually get a quick kill. Mickey trying to chase down Saberlight here. The bugs are doing its work, lowering the army of the Underlord and leaving him free to get the kill. And I like that, Mickey.
Koik got the kill on mid, too.
Yeah, this is all of a sudden a couple of disasters. Mickey almost manages to get that kill. Looks like Insania, because they chase both the heroes out of lane. They can go for those bounty runes too.
Oh, what? How is he? Oh, Supreme. We were just because you complimented him. Cap.
My bad.
Oh, come on. You can't give up those type of kills as TA in this matchup.
No.
You're ahead in the lane because that's the way the nature of it works. That Arcane Rune definitely was a big reason to it, but not going for boots early, I think, is a really crippling thing on the TA. When you're versus Brood, if you go boots, you can actually chase her into the camps early because you have that domination in lane.
Right.
Went for the double rate bend, so Spiders, speedy Broodmother, they collapsed on him and he stayed really low. Yeah, I think that second rate bend is greedy. I don't think you need it. Doesn't provide you anything insane in the lane compared to those boots to be able to actually run away or, you know, pressure the Brood that when she's jungling. 6 minutes, 3K gold lead.
Liquid are coming back in this game too with some fire after a surprising loss in game 1, seeing as they were at one point in time very far up. Charlie stuck in the trees here. The Cursed Crown is going to put a stop to that multi-shot. And they'll get that kill, but hey, Supreme picked up a haste rune and manages to chase down Koifa. So he gets some vengeance for himself.
Still tied in net worth though with the Brood. Not where you want to be at 6 minutes. Sure, at some point that Brood will overtake you because of the nature of the hero, but yeah, you want to be more ahead on that TA. Bottom, they do have the sentry down.
Oh, they're going to be able to catch Mickey inside the cogs. Mickey's in big trouble. He does have a bunch of stick charges, but that'll be just enough for him to survive. He actually is going to go back in. He's got to keep his distance from that clockwork, though.
Oh, okay. Goes for a bottle for the sustain down here. That's pretty interesting there. They did pop the Stampede as well to ensure that Mickey does get out. But now he's going back in. Era, very fragile.
Oh, the cogs pushback. It's just enough.
Oh, he had like what, a couple stick charges too, it looked like there, to be able to keep him alive. But they take top tower because of all these moves.
Yeah.
And Charlie, level 4, no boots, no nothing. He's some free frags whenever they do bring anybody up there with Boxy.
Yeah, if he ever strays too far away from that tier 2 tower, especially with a Centaur, the global haste that he's able to provide, like 1 or 2 heroes up here could easily kill him. Losing that early towers as an Underlord team too, that almost feels really bad, right? He's one of the better heroes to stand in front of pushes.
Yeah, and it gives them like so many ease of access now, right? Like Taiga's just like, okay, I can go play enemy woods the entire time pretty much now versus this super underlevel Drow. And we mentioned lots of different ways to get on top of the Drow, right? You know, Centaur, Weaver, Brood, these heroes, they just collapse on her so easily to take her out. Not the start that NiP wants to be in with their kind of early centric draft.
Look at that really deep ward they have behind the mid tower. They know Misha's around here, but they're collapsing with both of their supports to be able to kill Supreme. The Brambles does land. He managed to get up the refraction to dodge the nuke, but there's just way too much around. And Koifa does get the kill, and Era snatches up that regen room before he can be grabbed by the Broodmother. Spiders still climb over the cogs though, and Koifa, he's not going to try and stick on Era by himself. He's a little bit scared of maybe getting nuked if he goes up blind, so Era will get away.
They read the move too, right? Because you saw the way Taiga moved. He walked extra forward. He de-warded the ward on the high ground just north of this tier 1 tower mid. So they had 3 heroes prepared, but it's too much now. The Brood has gotten away with way too much in this lane.
He still had Stampede that entire time, I think, right?
Yeah.
So they even had an extra bit of power, an extra out to be used. Era's level 3 in 9 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I thought last game he was gonna have a rough one. This one is just impossible.
They're going for Supreme again. Liquid just full on targeting. They say the Templar Assassin is the only way they're going to be able to win this game. Now around the pit, it's a little bit hard to kill Supreme, but now they're going to recommit outside the pit underneath the tier 2 tower. The Spiders are leading the charge, and where's the detection? They've got the Nova to finish him off, and Zini had just enough mana, and now a really good fear from Taiga that'll scare back Era as well as Saberlight. Now they're running out of webs, so at some point in time they'll probably give up on this chase. But they don't need to push things too far.
They still got a tier 1 to take in the mid lane too. Even though they're diving the tier 3, I actually was pretty. I started chuckling a bit there when I saw Charlie TPing into the fight. I was like, no, you do not do this, Charlie. You are just gonna feed. So good thing he canceled the TP, but we're seeing that power, that early aggression from Liquid. Everyone just using that Stampede at its maximum.
Oh, if they give up this stack.
Oh my god, yeah. This is the only way Supreme kind of comes back in this game.
May just be able to catch Insania here. No.
Just play 4 heroes around this area.
Yeah.
You have to make sure your TA gets that. And put Clockwork. Everyone get away from Clockwork too. Make sure Era gets the experience.
Yeah, Misha and Saberlight could perhaps keep their distance. They have all the tier 1 items to be dropped as well.
At least they'll secure the farm of those ancients.
Look at Insania. He knows it's so juicy up there that he can't help but see if he can get close.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A little bit of a feed there by Insania for sure.
Yeah.
Trying to get some information, but have to expect that NiP was playing up on that high ground there and they're not showing in their other lanes. Charlie, he's kept the lane static. Actually up top, I believe he's just power denying up there to make sure that it stays there for a moment. Now he's starting to push it away. Taiga, he looks like he wants to be the one getting aggressive up here finally. Charlie's good. Charlie's absorbed some space. He's still pretty far behind, but at least up to that level 8. Don't step past for this wave, though.
No, he can never really pass that point. As Liquid have full control of this high ground area. They have a nice ward around the tier 2 area. Boxy tries to go for the blink stun onto Misha. He'll eventually catch him.
I love that Boxy's been doing this on his Centaur, actually. I noticed this the last time he played it, too. It's just brown boots, 1 mini item, straight into the blink. He doesn't go for phase boots. He doesn't go for wand, nothing like that. It's just straight blink.
Okay, does manage to catch him in the middle of the Stampede, so this is perfect to be able to bring down Boxy. Era picks him apart. Insania, though, with his distance on the freezing field, is going to be able to get the counter kill onto Era. Nice positioning from the 5th position of Team Liquid.
Insania's he's just rolling with the punches this game, you know? He's like, all right, I'll take a triple kill. I'll get a kill on the Clockwork. Thank you, Boxy.
I feel like maybe that he was saying that he was disappointed in his team's performance of game 1. He's like, no, you guys don't deserve kills.
He's like, Mickey, you had a Slark, and you had a Scotty, and you
had a free game, free Slark game. Boxy, he fed a number of times. He certainly doesn't deserve those kills.
No.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They will continue with their aggressive builds. The Diffusal, as we've seen, of course, so many times on the Broods. Treads plus Diffusal. They can run down any of these heroes, and they're going to continue to do so. Supreme,
you're going to be able to catch them with the stomp into the Frostbite, and the Spiders are closing in. Supreme's going to try and go for a desperate TP out. The damage doesn't think fast, though. The Bramble.
The neutral.
Taiga caught him, but the neutrals are the ones to claim the last hit on Supreme.
Oh, that's good. Saberlight will use the Rift. Still has a couple seconds of delay. They can't bring him down, though. A bit too much armor.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Liquid's still taking over this game a bit too much here for NiP to kind of control themselves, because they're now losing access of their triangle. You have a TA and a Drow that are losing access to their jungle and their triangle this early on.
Boxy, don't stop, man. as immediately somebody shows up around the tier 2, Era thought about going for the hook shot out, trying to use it defensively, but nowhere he can go. The scary part about Liquid here is that if you've watched their Broodmother games in the past, you'll know that they make this Broodmother look super scary at 30-35 minutes. So the fact that they're this far ahead this early is very concerning, but then again, we said that last time, Fog.
Absolutely.
And Ninja's Pajamas still managed to turn the whole game around, and they've got a very similar kind of lineup where if they do win, they can take objectives very quickly.
They have to be able to win fights, though, and winning fights right now versus a very farmed Centaur, huge Weaver, and huge Broodmother.
Yeah, I have no idea how they catch this Broodmother. I just can't really see it happening, but maybe team fight like this, Stampede's gonna go out. Boxy looking to be able to chase down Supreme. Swap back though. Misha trying to get himself out while simultaneously increasing the distance away from Boxy. Era is gonna be locked inside with the Bedlam, and there goes the freezing field, which is rapidly bringing down Saberlight. Did not have his ultimate because he used it earlier to get out of the bottom lane. So 4 dead on the side of Ninja's Pajamas, and Liquid all looking very healthy.
I think we're going game 3. I don't see Drow Underlord coming back. Clockwork, you know, I was trying to think of ways for them to come out. I'm like, okay, they still like, you know, natural initiation from Clock, but into this draft, you can't even initiate into anybody. There's Weaver, the bugs are too much for you to deal with. And
yeah, you can't stop Broodmother. No. She literally just crawls over your cogs.
Yeah, they can't even push any of their lanes out. Everything's just pushed onto their side. They can't access their jungle. There's not really much hope besides hoping Liquid dives, and that you can somehow just play based off of those when Supreme gets a Deso, but Charlie is just food to anybody at this point. Level 8 Drow. No item growth. And Liquid's just ready to fight. Look, they're like, side lanes are pushed. We don't need to address them. We can just sit 5 mid.
Ninjas of Pajamas all huddled around this tier 2. They're gonna make their jump. Era choosing to go for the Dark Willow, but he's gonna have it really hard. The beautiful terrorize onto 4. That's gonna be able to bail off Boxy, who was really far forward there. Still gonna be trying to go for Era here, but he's swapped back by Nisha. So Ninjas Pajamas is gonna be the first fight they haven't actually lost anybody.
Nice defensive positioning from them there.
Swap. Dania back in. That's the second swap. Good job by Misha. They find a pick.
Very nice. Just everybody sat around the area. Everyone sat around Drow, so they benefit from that aura a bit. Same thing with the atrophy hurting Liquid a little. It's just the way that fight kind of progressed. Pretty decent initiation from Era. If they were a bit more ahead, right, they could have maybe cleaned up a little bit more there, but that deficit really coming into play. Just how do they kill Mickey? It just seems impossible.
This is out of moment.
Same thing goes for Koikfa as he's having a spectacular game.
They need one of those hook shots where they catch Mickey after he's been in the same place for like 4 or 5 seconds, you know? That way he can't ult to move out of the cogs and just dump a bunch of damage in there.
Yeah, I would just hope that he dives too far into a pit, into a hook shot, gets chain stun, but it's very unlikely with the way that Liquid's playing this time around. Much more careful, I think, than their last time when they did get a lead. This is usually the way I feel like Liquid plays when they start to get that lead. They constrict the map a lot heavier. Not like last time when they just, you know, Boxy ran in and died. No, it is. But yeah, they're playing the map real well here. They've got good aggressive wards too to watch whenever NiP does kind of move out.
And Broodmother works so well for this playstyle of theirs too, because it is one of those heroes that can kind of freely cut lanes, thereby constricting the map without risking anything.
Getting a little bit. This is what we were saying though. This is where Team Liquid's like, yeah, no, we don't need to press the issue so much anymore. They can chill back, get some farm, finish up the items here. Looks like it's the Manta finished up for Weaver, so they've accumulated a pretty good chunk of net worth here, picking up a Vanguard too on Centaur. I believe the Ags on Brood is pretty close to being done too, so
Boxy sees a bunch of heroes that are not in their mid-tier 2. So the moment they show up, he TPs. He's like, let's go. They're
very far out without TA. Boxy's thinking about it.
This fight. Ninjas the Pajamas, they know there's more coming with the initiation. It's already struck from Boxy. They're going to be able to jump on Amisha here as well as Air. The 2 supports are dead. The Underlord will make the Dark Rift escape with Charlie back to safety, back to home.
As soon as they split up at all, they just 4 heroes, and they're so far from their base. Liquid just still has this insane insane lead with their heroes. And super mobile. They can move from lane to lane easy. NiP. They don't have the they don't have the fortune this time of looking towards a Luna. The NP is able to TP around, push the lanes out always. They're stuck on their side. At a disadvantage.
Is there any item timing? Is swap back there into the Gust. A nice silence combo with the hookshot following up. Okay, Koifer's a little bit low here. And
they get it.
And to get anything off. Boxy a little bit too late on the stomp there. Weaver is still going in on Charlie here, but now he's stuck inside the cogs. The last couple of shots though. Charlie, get rid of that bug. Get away from the Dark Willow. He can't. He's stuck. And it's still going to be a massive win for Ninjas the Pajamas. They lose 2, but they pick up 4 kills in the process. Fogged. That's the exact same area of the map that Liquid lost the fight last time.
So gotta be a little bit careful, guys. They didn't have the, I think time lapse was still on cooldown from bottom. I think Mika had used it. They died for it. Excellent pit positioning. And these swaps, I mean, Misha, he's on point with these aggressive swaps that they're able to get off. And NiP were ready. All 5 heroes this time were sat around that drow to get the benefit of that extra damage. And it's the Deso timing from the TA. They do have the damage. Again, Liquid. Give them blood.
Can they do Roche?
No.
Got a Deso, but feels like maybe not enough time.
No, I think it's a bit too risky. It's only, what, 20 seconds they had or something?
Yeah, I think somebody has like 40-second death timer right now.
Okay.
But I think that's probably Mickey.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, there's 26 seconds on the Drow as well as the Venge. If the Venge survived... Do they have Venge Illusion? Is the Venge Illusion there? Maybe that could be a...
I think it should... yeah, it should still be up.
Yeah, so... maybe? I think it's a little hard.
I would be... if I was in their position, I would be tempted to go for it just because I feel like it's different than game 1. I feel like this one team fight doesn't like all of a sudden change the game that much, you know? I feel like I want to take some sort of risk, or maybe just pushing down the mid-tier 1 towers. That's a great objective to take as well. So maybe that's a bit better.
Yeah, I think it's just a little too risky. Boxy's gonna the big one, right? He's gonna be back up too soon for them to go for any type of Roche.
True.
So, yeah, this is just a little bit of a smarter play. But yeah, definitely not the same case the last one because they did lose 2 heroes still during it too, and it was their carry technically, right? Their Drow does end up dying, even though Supreme is. Just being that carry anyway, but...
Yeah, at this point, Supreme's probably more of the one position.
Yeah.
But Charlie's still a very important piece of the puzzle.
Liquid can't make too many of those mistakes, though, in a row. Even though they still do have a very strong draft, especially versus this Drow Ranger, versus this TA.
But if this Templar Assassin gets an early BKB, which he already had the Mythal Hammer after the Deso, so he's probably pretty close.
Yeah, he'll be a lot safer. Still has to worry about... There's still a lot of instances of like physical damage with Weaver and Brood, but he'll be a lot more elusive in the fights. He can pick and choose his targets easier.
This'll come in handy.
Just be able to run at whatever targets he does choose. That is where that mobility becomes a problem both ways, right? Is both, like them being able to use Stampede or the speed of the Broodmother and Weaver just to get away from the TA. And then that same mobility becomes a problem for the Drow Ranger when it comes to running her over.
Ooh, look at this. I mean, it's the very standard build we see on most carries, right? But for Weaver, it feels different, but it's such a good game for it. Halberd versus H carries, it's the dream. So he will be going for that build. They're still kind of posturing themselves a bit aggressive, but looks like they actually might give up that bottom tower. Probably, I think it's Quakefa maybe making the call, saying I'm very close to Ags. Let's play on the opposite side rather than falling for a trap, playing into NiP's hands.
Oh, can we look at the Broodmother here? I always love it when he picks up the Ags and he starts shooting webs all over the place.
Yeah. Those 16 charges. We've got the bugs too. They don't bring it down at some insane pace because he's not using the hunger. Now it'll start dying a lot faster, but it's scouted.
It's Ninjas the Pajamas. This could be where they turn the game around if they actually manage to get inside of this box. He's sitting in front. Nice 2-man stomp to be able to start things off. Era sitting on the side, ready to go for his hook shot here, but then swap back Boxy. Nick here with a double damage. That should quickly take out Misha, but he's got to be careful of Supreme. He's going to pop his ultimate, try and jump away. He's been gusted. Pops Manta, gets rid of that silence, and quickly Shikuchi's away. Curse Crown on Saberlight. A small momentary stun. Mickey's going to come back in with that DD once again. He gets pushed by the cogs. He has to stay away from Supreme at all costs, though. That damage is very scary. A nice pit Insania is going to find his freezing field stopped and poked apart by the Dro Ranger, while Taiga also dies. Mickey still trying to make this damage, double damage, do its work to be able to kill somebody, but Ninja Pajamas playing a nice tight core here.
Yep.
They are moving around each other constantly, are not breaking apart and not giving the Weaver any quarter.
They're getting literally the maximum benefit of their auras, right? That Venge illusion was still there during the entirety of the fight. Drow didn't have anybody on top of her, so they get that extra attack speed, that extra bit of damage too. Really playing well around that unit, like you were mentioning.
Killing the high ground ward. Saberlight is not an easy target to be able to bring down. But be careful, no! Oh, low ground miss is there.
It's right around the Roche again.
Right around the Roche pit, and this time they've got the minus armor.
Uh-oh, this is looking a little familiar. Charlie's on line too. He's got the Hurricane Pike to save himself. Supreme is enabled. Weaver and Brood starting to suffer a bit here.
I don't think this is too extreme to say just based off of their score. They would be 0-3 if they lose this series, but I think more so just mentally. I think Liquid is done. If they lose this series, I don't think they're coming back.
Radiant's middle tower is under
This would be 2 games in a row where they had an advantage. They also lost 2 series. One against Secret, one against Viking GG, where they went 2-1, where I think they had chances to be able to win the games that they lost and weren't able to put together a good enough game plan, good enough execution to close it out.
I feel like this one is... It's a little bit more on how well NiP played the fights compared to the last one, where Liquid kind of... I feel like they threw it away. I feel like they kind of just threw their lives in and died one by one in a way. This one, I mean, NiP just played as this bald unit. They played really well around those auras that they are playing with. So I did really like that, at least the way they set up Liquid. I think that was a tough fight for them when Boxy, when they forced the Roche so hard. The hunger was used on Brood. He runs in, he's useless in the fight without it.
Yeah.
Versus these heroes, so.
Ninjas of Pajamas, their 5-man spoke. It was scouted. But at the same time, barely managed to dodge that. They had the vision. Can they get the stun? The stun one. Can they get the swap back into the rest of the team? Into the trees he goes, but he's dead.
Oh man, I mean, Misha again, these swaps, phenomenal plays. This is a farm Broodmother. They get a good chunk of gold there. We were mentioning it from the initial, those initial betting odds, and like some value bets for NiP. It's continuing to be so, as they're really starting to gain control of this entire game here now.
Somehow, Team Liquid still holding a net worth advantage, but it doesn't feel that way because they are far too scared to fight Ninjas of Pajamas right now.
And I'm feeling a real lackluster of damage on their side because they did go for the Manta. They did go for the Halberd on the Weaver. He doesn't pack a big punch. They're into Atrophy Aura. They're into these, I believe it's like a mech and everything too on that Underlord. And it's a lot of auras. It's just going to keep preventing them from doing that damage. Now with the NiP, they're on the aggressive footing. Look, I mean, it's a 23 armor Clockwork. He's a lot safer in most of these situations. Everyone is very online now for NiP.
Is Crimson Guard a dead item? Has he just been replaced by Heaven's Halberd altogether?
Yeah, Halberd is just too OP. Just way too strong. Buy it while you can. Is what I would probably say.
Dude, it's the hard nerf.
Yeah.
That item, way too insane.
They're hitting high ground. It's very similar to last time.
You lose one more fight, and it could be 2 lanes of barracks, could be game over for Team Liquid. This is where those nerves come into play.
Yeah, and look at, the auras. Look at this Venge aura. They have this crazy attack range. Boxy's going in.
Stomp going out. Terrorize on to 3. Really good positioning. They're going to quickly blow up the Templar Assassin, take away that Aegis. They're going to be able to get out too. Ninjas of Pajamas, though, they also don't get caught in a low ground fight, and they can choose to go in again and try and finish up this tier 3, which Supreme will. They still have his BKB after all.
Yeah, he definitely held it really nice. Their lanes are also in a good spot, so this is pretty decent push. They have Rift in case of any real alarming stuff goes on, but they're initiating.
They're going to make their jump onto Boxy here. Boxy having Charlie. Nice force staff is going to be able to get him out of the clogs, and he can go reset in the fountain here. This is where it gets a little bit dangerous for Ninjas of Pajamas. If they let these heroes continue to reset. Era, he goes down to about half health. The rest of the team, though, is pretty healthy. And Supreme, he's not slowing down just yet. Mickey, he's pushed away. Melee Barracks soon to fall.
I think it's really good that they're forcing it here. They still have Greaves that's constantly being popped and healing them up. The Liquid They try to jump
Supreme
in.
gets off the BKB before the sun could go out. Boxy actually gets really low. They're going to cancel their Dark Rift. Boxy, he dies the last shot from Supreme. Now he throws the damage at Tiger. Uses the Ult Scepter to be able to get away. Brother, he's in trouble. He's going to be swapped back and he's dead. It's all falling apart for Liquid now as their high ground continues to be under siege and they just cannot get a kill here. Boxy goes in one more time. One last stand. He tries to go in for the double stomp, but they don't do the damage. Mickey, he pops the Manta, going for Charlie, put a hook shot in. Cross separating the two. The Terrorize comes in, but it's too late. Koifa comes in to finish off the kill onto the Dro Ranger, and now going for Supreme as well, but the refraction, he burns through the Spider. They're all dead. Team Liquid.
Oh my god, what a
They
loading orb.
have fallen apart. This team.
Oh, such good Era right there. He saved Supreme. The sun was about to proc. Oh, wait, actually, something else saved him. I don't know. Something else got it. Or Meld dispelled, I guess. Yeah. So he got something else that saved him. They can hold his ground.
They finally get the melee barracks here, and with the Weaver, maybe they can get some kills out of it. Supreme has left them behind.
And they got what they came for, though.
They did. They got that one melee barracks that they were searching hard for. Nice hook shot over the side. Still Curse Crown, though. Brambles doesn't quite hit him. They're going to spot Era. One shot. Nope. Not good enough. And look at the tips flow in. Era makes a cute escape. They're up 6,000 net worth. They've taken one big building and 4 buybacks away from Team Liquid.
Supreme played, absolutely perfect inside of those. The BKB on the jump, I think it was the Melt Dispel or something. Something removed the Curse Crown from him inside the fight where he was going to die. Just, yeah, perfectly executed by him. They rally around their auras. They're playing at it so well here in this game. Liquid just, it's out of control. Koifa just dying. He can't contribute almost anything inside of the fights. His biters do nothing. Supreme giving us a little bit of a clap there with the TA.
Team Liquid, a team that has a number of very good performances in playoffs of late.
Beyond godlike Supreme.
Swap back. He's got so many levels. He didn't manage to get the silence though, so Mickey still has a chance of being able to escape here. They're gonna pop a Stampede to make sure he does indeed get away.
They've lost all their footing.
Yeah.
Now it's just NiP dictating the entirety of the pace.
Top tower is
Supreme just he's really owning this game. 12-4-4. He did have those 1 or 2 slip-ups, but hey, as soon as they are all able to group up, we're really seeing that power of the lineup. Liquid not seeing good ways of them to really actually bringing down these heroes. Koifa is just so fragile.
So between the
head anytime he goes in.
They've got the Melt Dispel. Now they've also got a Lotus Orb.
Yep.
So very important counters to the Dark Willow. And on top of that, the Heaven's Halberd from the Underlord, which they've already been having damage problems for Team Liquid.
Radiant's top tower has
Gonna make it that much more difficult.
Yeah. So many different ways to bail themselves out and protect their king, Supreme.
Oh, they're gonna try catch Mickey here. Surprise mass TP move. See if they can get the swap. They drop the Ward Sentry combination.
Still a tough one. They have to do it kind of perfectly because he still has the Manta to play around for silence.
They're gonna bait out the bounty, swap him back in, immediately set up. Beautiful combo. That's a dieback. That's 95 seconds where ninjas in pajamas. They have every right to take over Team Liquid space at this point.
Misha's swaps are just so on point in both of these games. He's really just, it just looks like he's completely caught Liquid off guard with the aggressiveness from it. 10k gold lead. They're, like we said, completely online. It's go time. 90 seconds. Can definitely look for a second set of racks here.
20 health regen for Saberlight, so he can quite easily tank.
Level 20s. 20 and 22 on 2 of their cores here. Stay rallied around Underlord.
They're gonna have to fight this without their Weaver. It starts with Boxy jumping in. Okay, Supreme is actually just gonna go straight for them here. Hooks up onto the side. That's gonna be able to take out Insania while Supreme deals with Boxy.
They're all hitting so hard. The Venge Trow Aura, it's much.
It's overwhelming. Team Liquid. They've got 3 heroes with no buyback. And Ninjas in Pajamas, they can go for Megas or they can go for the Throne. Either option is free.
Yeah, just go for those Megas for sure. Misha wants to go for aggressive swap. They can't, but yeah, look at this damage with the Drow, with the TA, with the Venge. They know they've got this one in the bag. Liquid, again,
Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's top barracks has
Crumbling.
Big time. And Ninjas in Pajamas rallying, man. Back
Yeah.
up against the
Radiant's
wall.
middle
Elimination
tower
certainly
under
on the
attack.
line. Guaranteed. They
Radiant's
needed
middle
this
tower
victory.
has fallen.
They needed to be able to put Team Liquid to be the bottom team of the groups. And with this victory, they may have just done that. One last hold here from Team Liquid up against Negas, up against a stacked 5-man of Ninjas in Pajamas, and now playing 4 versus 5. And Fox is already dead, and getting caught inside the cogs is Mickey. Does manage to get away with his ultimate, but all he's doing is running at that point in time. Terrorize quickly removed by the Lotus Orb there from Era to tier 4,
Radiant's
soon to
middle
fall,
tower
and it's a
has
throne exposed into the back line. Mickey throws out some of his swarm, hits a number of heroes here, but Supreme is pumping us
Oh my
again.
God.
The Brood Mother, oh my, it does fall inside of the fountain. Swap back in. Mickey hit by the cogs to chain up the stuns, and just beautiful play from Ninjas in Pajamas. This is teamwork, and this is a team that will stay alive here at the Omega League.
Pulled it together when they needed to. Very clutch situation there. Like I was talking about, I think the first game though, that one was in Liquid's hand.